Republic Act number 168 or the Organic Agriculture Act of 2010 was passed in February 1, 2010. And the said law at least 5% of the organic should be organic farms by 2016. The last time we looked, we haven't hit the goal. The only allowed certification in the law is a third-party certification. That's why this morning, we are lucky to have the International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movement, or IFOAM, as our guest on their way to Bislig to attend the Asian Organic Conference. We assembled you all here this morning because we are from Luzon, and it would be difficult for us to go to Bislig. That's why, with the courtesy of Mr. Chinchin Uy and Mrs. Francine Uy, we were able to get the international consultants. That's why we will be having a roundtable discussion on the concerns and how to be able to accredit ourselves as a PGS, or the Participatory Guarantee System of Organic Certification.
The meeting with International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movements with our organic stakeholders, organic agriculture stakeholders, and friends, ladies, and gentlemen. Okay. Thank you very much for coming here today to discuss organic agriculture, which, as most of you know, I am a staunch supporter and advocate. For the longest time, we had a national organic agriculture program, or what we call NOAP, here in our country, as provided for under Republic Act number 10068, or the Organic Agriculture Act of 2010. But as you know, we have not achieved our target under it until now to convert at least 5% of farms in our country into organic. They said that we have achieved it, but we don't have yet the records. We really need to implement and promote the National Organic Agriculture Program. The organization behind it, according to them, are already implementing as planned. As most of you know, it basically involves the promotion and commercialization of organic farming practices, cultivation of production methods, capacity building of farmers, consumer education, assistance to local government unit organization, NGOs, and other stakeholders, whether individual or groups. As an agricultural country, the Philippines really has a lot of competitive advantage when it comes to organic agriculture. Our National Organic Agriculture Program is one of those, since it is the blueprint of the development and promotion of organic agriculture in the Philippines. We just have to ensure the strict implementation and keep on assessing and calibrating the components of the program according to the needs of the times. I do hope you will be more successful in organic agriculture, but of course, we have still many challenges that are being encountered, which, as you also know, includes the certification aspect and the development of standards, especially in developing countries such as the Philippines. There are still many tedious, costly method of certification, so I'm very interested to learn more about the option of what we call Participatory Guarantee System, or PGS, which is being proposed by international group on experts, including IFOAM, as I understand. If this has been adopted or practiced by organic producer in other parts of the world, applicable din to sa atin, then it is really worth looking into as an alternative to third-party certification, which is reported to be very costly. Siyempre, gusto nating ma-avail at ma-afford ng small farmers ang certification. Without them, organic farming will not really take off or further develop. Hindi lang ang mga farmers at stakeholders of the agriculture sector ang dapat mag-participate. All of us should do dahil tayo lahat ay apektado at makikinabang sa mga benepisyo ng organic agriculture. So we need to involve consumers too. So we need to know if PGS is okay with them also. The momentum for organic agriculture has really picked up in recent years. We should sustain it, keep it going, especially during this time and age when sustainable farming is also gaining ground, so to speak. More and more people are realizing now more than ever we have to prioritize environmental protection through sustainable agriculture. Our very own survival and food security demand it. For farming and food production to be more sustainable and to be able to meet the growing food demand, organic should be the way. Kaya we have to do it. And for organic agriculture to really make a major impact and become a part of the people's way of life, we need to incorporate modern approaches and strategies that are based on scientific research and development, can provide the needs of a wide market, can adapt and respond to various issues and changes in the sector, environment, among others, and most of all, can transform our lives, particularly of farmers, their families, and communities. This is where PGS fall into also. As a chairperson of the Senate Committee on Agriculture and Food, I actively promote organic agriculture and also provide legislative support when it is needed. In every agri-related bills that I have passed and currently pursuing, I always include organic agriculture. And like the Farm Tourism Act of 2016 or Republic Act 10816, there is a provision under the law that seeks to promote environment-friendly, efficient, and sustainable farm practices. Our very own survival and security demand it. For farming and food production to be more sustainable and to be able to meet the growing food demand, there should be lower use of agricultural inputs such as water and chemicals. Again, it boils down to organic agriculture. And dahil we are promoting organic agriculture, we are also promoting farm tourism. And this tourist farm should also become farm school. And our dream is that we will have a farm school in every town in the Philippines, so they will be the one to educate our farmers about organic agriculture. We're happy that this farm tourism law and the farm school law is gaining acceptance. We passed the law in 2014. In 2015, 380 farms wanted to be accredited with TESDA. And in 2016, it became 900. In 2017, it's 1,325. And today, in 2018, it's 1,900. So we have only 1,650 towns and cities in the Philippines, and 1,900 small farms are waiting to be accredited with TESDA, because TESDA will support the farm school. They will pay for the tuition of students who will study in our farm school, so that our farm schools will survive, will be sustainable, and will be continuously teaching proper agricultural practices to farmers and their children, so they will be profitable and competitive. In the age of liberalization, we should all be competitive. And to be competitive in this age, we have to study and learn the practices that will make us competitive, that will make us produce our quality products at the lowest cost, so we will make profit and be able to compete with other countries, especially in ASEAN. And so the bottom line is for me to help organic agriculture really take off in our country. So I'm open for ways and means to make that happen. So this discussion and working together will be for that purpose. So I hope this will be a fruitful get-together of our organic agriculture practitioner, and we will be able to learn something and recommend something because we will try to amend the Organic Act, what you call that? The Organic Agriculture, National Organic Agriculture Act of 2010, so that it will be more adaptable to the needs of the time. So marami pong salamat. Thank you for coming, and I hope you will have a fruitful discussion.
The International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movement, or IFOAM, remains to be a leader of the organic movement worldwide. It was founded in 1972. It is the only international umbrella organization for the organic world, uniting the diverse range of stakeholders and promoting the organic vision. It has affiliates in more than 120 countries and has a General Assembly once every 3 years. In the General Assembly of IFOAM, the members elect the World Board, who shape the direction of the work, appoint affiliates to committees, working groups, and task forces. It works actively with UN organizations such as the FAO, IFAD, UNFCCC, as well as governments in numerous countries. Today, we are lucky to have Ms. Jennifer Chang, World Board of IFOAM Executive Director for IFOAM Asia.
Asia is at the moment more active in the Philippines. And the second part of the presentation is why you are here. Our Asia President, Mr. Joe, or Dr. Zizi as we call him, is one of the most prominent experts on organic regulations. He's one of the drafters of the China organic regulations. He's one of the first organic inspectors. He's also the former World Board. Basically, I succeeded him in the World Board. He sort of pressured me to go and take his place there. He could have served more years, but he said that he wanted to concentrate more on Asia. So he will give you his professional expertise on that. So I will start with a very general introduction of IFOAM. So IFOAM Organics International was formed, do I have a clicker or are you? Okay, so it was formed in 1972. It started out in France, and it included organic pioneers from the UK Soil Association, which you know is one of the oldest organic organization, and we have the Swiss Biodynamic Association, and also the Laurel Institute in the US, which is one of the, I think, the most prominent organic agriculture pioneering institutions as well. They've got wonderful organic farms. So if you have ever get a chance to go to the US, please visit their farm as well. Next, please. Okay. And this is what it looks like at the moment. It's near New York, right, Dr. Zizi? The Laurel Institute. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Okay, yeah. So it's one of the places that if you really want to learn about the history of the organic movement, it's one of the farms, it's still a working farm that you should visit. So this is what the membership looks like. Next. And then this is at the end of 2017. So 1,003 affiliates in 127 countries around the world. At that time, in December 31st, Asia was leading the number of affiliates. The percentage has gone down slightly compared to Europe, but as you can see that Asia has many members in the world organic movement, and in Asia, of course, India has the most affiliates, followed by China and South Korea. China at the moment, I think, is nearing 70. So I think in the next 3 years' time, the number of affiliates in Asia will just overtake that of Europe, because the reason why I think you know is even in the Philippines, organic agriculture is growing really fast. China is the number 3 market in terms of organic agriculture. And then India is also growing very quickly. So you see more growth in Asia than actually in Europe at the moment. And so this is the World Board. For the first time in 43 years of IFOAM history, we have gender representation, but as well as we also have geographical representation. So the 10 World Board members come from all the continents, and there are 5 women and 5 men. So this was quite an achievement, and that was what the General Assembly, the IFOAM membership, voted in last year in India. So this is very interesting as well. Next, please. And this is what IFOAM looks like at the moment. There is something called the regional bodies. So IFOAM Asia is a regional body of IFOAM Organics International. You have IFOAM Latin America, IFOAM EU. You have also a few country national. So you have IFOAM France, IFOAM Japan. They were formed very early in the 1970s with the start of IFOAM. So they present part of the regional groups. But at the moment, because with the formation of IFOAM Asia and a stronger body of like IFOAM EU, we are not actually advocating the formation of like IFOAM Philippines, for instance, because we want the groups to be part of a regional body like IFOAM Asia. So for IFOAM Japan and France, because they were formed in the 1970s, and IFOAM Iran is a bit special because we don't have that much representation yet in the Middle East. And then we have something called sector platforms. So for instance, seeds, aquaculture, and then you have animal husbandry. So these are topics. You group yourself under topics, right? So this is how basically how IFOAM Organics International work. Next, please. And then I want to talk a little bit about the IFOAM landmarks. We have the 4 principles of organic agriculture. Many people are aware of this, but they do not realize that this is something that was given to the organic movement by IFOAM. So this was, it's something that has always been there, but actually it was a lot of discussion by the IFOAM membership to come up with these 4: health, ecology, fairness, and care. It took a lot of discussion, and also the definition of organic culture. This is the IFOAM definition. You also have the FAO definition. You might have your own definition, but this is the IFOAM definition. It took a lot of time for the membership to decide. So these are one of the landmarks. I am going to leave you the PowerPoint so you can actually read it. Next, please. Yes. And then we have the IFOAM family of standards. This is the list of standards officially endorsed as organic by IFOAM. So when you go to the next slide, I will show you. So this is what it looks like. At the moment, maybe there have been some new inclusions. We have the China organic regulations, also India, South Korea as well, and we have the either private private certification standards as well from different countries, right? So this, the family of standards, is also one of the IFOAM landmarks, as we call it. Next, please. And then another landmark is Organic 3.0. So you're asking, what is Organic 3.0? And I was especially asked by Mr. Victor Gupa to speak a little bit on this, because Organic 3.0 can take 2 or 3 hours to know all the details. I will just give you a little bit of what it is. So we have got something called Organic 1.0, Organic 2.0, and Organic 3.0. Next, please. So Organic 1.0 is the vision, the philosophy of what organic agriculture should be. And we always say that Organic 1.0 ended, if I am right, with the birth of IFOAM in 1972. So 1972 becomes Organic 2.0. And most of Asia is either at 1.0 or 2.0. I would say that the Philippines, at the moment, because you are talking about national regulations, it's exactly at maybe 2.0. 2.0 is your standards, regulations, and market, and certification. So most of the countries would be here in Asia at the moment, but why are we talking about Organic 3.0? So some of the constraints, and I think this is the background of why Senator Villas is including PGS in your national organic regulations, because Organic 2.0 is basically you have to be certified, third-party certified. And what happened, I think most of you are in agreement, we excluded many of the producers or many of our smallholder farmers from this. So that was the reason, one of the predominant reason why we are talking about a new stage of organic, where we include many of the smallholder farmers, or sometimes we even call them peasant farmers because they're so poor. And we have groups, especially in developing countries, who are not even included. We have women farmers who are not included. We have tribal groups who are not included, but they are doing organic farming. So how do we include all these people in our movement? And because we have been only talking about certified organic, have we connected with other movements, like other sustainability movements, other movements like agroecology, other movements like, for instance, in the Philippines, you have Greenpeace, who have a very good, strong food security program, which is very sustainable. They also concentrate on organic agriculture. As IFOAM, work with those people. So we have to expand organic movement to include other like-minded organizations, but we are all concentrating on building up what you call the third-party certified organic sector. And we forgot that more than 80% of the world are smallholder farmers who are not third-party certified. So I really welcome what Philippines is doing right now, that you are thinking of including PGS, which is, I think, a wonderful step in expanding your organic sector. So with the constraints in Organic 2.0, we have something called Organic 3.0. I'm just giving you a very basic essence. If you are interested in Organic 3.0, we need to have maybe 2 or 3 hours more on this, but you can now talk, we are entering the stage of Organic 3.0. You're moving away, for instance, exactly what you're doing from Organic 2.0 to Organic 3.0 to be more inclusive, to include all the farmers, all the practitioners who are in organic, non-certified organic agriculture. Next, please. So, as you can see, we have the background as well. Organic 3.0 is about bringing organic from the niche market to mainstream. And also, I think many of you realize that organic agriculture is not just a production system, but we can be a multi-solution to the tremendous challenges faced by our planet and our species, especially climate change. We can talk about climate change in connection with organic agriculture. Now, our advocacy has to change. It's not just a production method, but we talk a lot about sustainability. So organic agriculture has a lot to do with sustainability issues as well. We can position ourselves to talk with the UN. Governments have to meet the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, by 2030. Every goal in the SDG, through organic agriculture, you can actually meet. Number one is alleviation of poverty. It's possible through organic agriculture. So we see ourselves from the organic sector as a solution, not just one solution, but a multi-solution to reaching the SDGs. So this is how the government can position ourselves, and we as activists in the organic movement can position ourselves. So it's not just healthy food for the consumers, or healthy food or the health of the farmers, because I think our Dr. Zizi always say, you know why you have to do organic? Number one, because you have to protect the farmers who are doing it. You see, that is more important than the consumers, because consumers will be one step after the production, but the farmers breathe in all the pesticide. And we always use this. It's not just for the farmers, also for consumers, but the farmers. But we also talk about the environment. We talk about the bigger picture where organic agriculture is positioned right now. And that's the advocacy that we have to take up. And then, I think this is also very important. New collective vision from the organic movement. We have a new vision. So Organic 3.0 gives you this vision that we can solve global issues. So that is what we're proposing. Next, please. There's a video. I'm going to leave it because you can watch the video later, right? So can I go to IFOAM Asia right now? So I'm giving you the essence, and all the data is there. And if you want longer presentation, I can also give you my other PowerPoints. So I also work with IFOAM Asia. So I have dual positions. I have been working in IFOAM Asia since the birth of IFOAM Asia, so from 2012. So I'm still the executive director. And last year I was elected to the World Board of IFOAM Organics International. I was endorsed by the IFOAM, Asia Organic Movement. I did not just go by myself, but IFOAM Asia actually endorsed me to run for the World Board. So currently, I'm the Vice President of IFOAM Organics International, and I'm still working for IFOAM Asia. So you have seen this, and you see that IFOAM Asia is part of the global organic movement. Next. And the establishment was, the start was, Korea was the first Asian country to host the IFOAM Organic World Congress in 2011. When we were bidding for the 2011 events, actually one of our competitors was Negros Island from the Philippines. I think, so I always feel that I have a very close connection to Negros Island. And before actually the World Congress ended, we were approached, the South Korean organic movement was approached by the head office. and they were asking us, would South Korea be interested in, forming IFOAM Asia? And please, in South Korea, it took us 6 months to decide whether the South Korean organic movement, after the successful hosting of the Organic World Congress, will we be willing to take a lead in the organic movements in Asia? It took us about 6 months to decide, and the South Korean organic movement said, yes, maybe it's time for us to take a bigger role after an international conference. And then we opened up discussion to other IFOAM members in Asia, and the first discussion took place in the same year, just 2 months after our event in Korea, in Chengdu. There was an organic summit in Chengdu, China, and we had about 40 participants from Asia and China, and we asked them, will you be interested? It was a very informal discussion, and very interestingly, Asian groups were saying, yes, we need to have like an alliance of organic groups in Asia. And then, so in May, 6 months later, in South Korea, we gathered all the representatives from different countries in Asia, and Philippines is represented by Mr. Patrick Belisario. He was in the 3-day meeting, and the consensus. So it was a very heated debate. So it was not something they just get it, oh, we form one, but they decided, okay, number one, we need an alliance of the groups, yes. Number two, do we need the IFOAM name? The second day was really discussion, what are the benefits and what are the non-benefits, should we say, of using the IFOAM name, and then they decided there are more benefits using the IFOAM name, and it's good that we are aligned with an international, a global movement. We can make it stronger. So we decided to form the alliance under the name of IFOAM, and then a working group was formed. So there was a process. A working group was formed to write all the formal documents. There was an interim board that was filled. Yes. And then this is where the central government of the Philippines and the Filipino groups actually contributed. They invited the people of the interim, the working group, to the Philippines. There was, is it AgriFest? You have, yes, AgriLink. Yes, AgriLink. And we got some sponsorship. Patrick Belisario, Mr. Patrick, got us some support from the central government. And we continued the discussion in the Philippines.
This is the first government senator that is so interested in PGS. So I'm so happy to be here. Next. Okay. So here, why organic certification and standards? Because so far mostly organic products are certified by third-party certification bodies. But those are the reasons. I don't have to read it. But finally, no matter it's for the planet, for the profit or for the protest. Next, we have many motivations, but of these, only the market needs and third-party assurance of certification. So I think this is why I say this, because organic does not mean only certified. Yeah, okay. The third-party certification is a challenge. Yeah, costly, a lot of paperwork, infrastructure demands, trader rather than farmers, farmer focused, and also, yeah, always consider about the traders, consumers, not the farmers. But actually, Jennifer just said, the farmers are the most hurted people from the conventional because they are spraying, they are applying the chemicals. They are hurt. Yeah, so certification to national or foreign standards, they must be. And often commodity focused. So now most of the farmers, the organic products are produced by the smallholders, and the local markets can become marginalized in the current guarantee systems paradigm. So because if you only say third-party certified, the small farmers, they have only local market. They are not exporting. They are not selling their products far away. They want to sell their products locally. How can they do? Yeah, they are not affordable to pay the certification fee. They are not so highly educated for making so detailed records, documents. So, okay.